What's going on, everybody? So today we are going to be talking about Telcoin. I did a video on this one a few months back, and I'm doing another one on it now because they just recently released V3, and this is really big news. So we're going to go over that. We're also going to go over price predictions and stuff like that. I really see this one having a very bright future, as it has done quite a few things in the crypto space that many other projects have not been able to do, especially in the US. So with that being said, we're going to go over what Telcoin is really quick. So basically, you can send money smarter with Telcoin by getting instant low-cost money transfers powered by the blockchain. So basically with Telcoin, they are trying to bank the unbanked, guys. So with that being said, there's people that live in the US who have families who don't live in the US, they live in other countries, and in order for them to send money to those family members, they have to use things called remittances and send money through a remittance back to those family members. And it can be a very lengthy process depending on the amount of money they are trying to send, where they're trying to send the money to, and how fast they want that money to be received. So with that being said, remittances are an annoyance to many people, guys. It just makes it harder for them to support their families from the US, and it's just been a problem for quite a long time with things like using Western Union and MoneyGram, if any of you guys have used any of those platforms, and the fees are just ridiculous. A lot of people don't like getting charged money to send money, you know what I mean? So with that being said, as you can see down here, they go over the remittance issue. So remittance is reimagined on mobile with the instant transfers. It's the most affordable way, and it is of convenience because you're using it on your phone and it's mobile. So they also have the powerful and secure network by being built on the Ethereum blockchain. And as you see here, this is the app right here. So let's continue on here with Telcoin, guys. One quick thing that I did want to bring up to you guys is that if you guys are interested in following me on Twitter, I would definitely say to follow me there rather than Facebook, YouTube. I mean, YouTube's a great source because I put like more in detailed information out, but on Twitter, I can get the news straight out there. And if there's something that I'm seeing that I like, then you guys can kind of see that and look into it for yourselves. As I've said before, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but you could definitely keep in contact with me a lot quicker. I can respond a lot faster than with YouTube videos, you know what I mean? Because it takes me a minute. As you can see here on November 3rd at about 9 in the morning, I made a post about TEL and basically said, if you're not watching TEL, what are you doing? Around that time, TEL was at like 0.021, and later on that night at about like 11 or 10 o'clock at night, TEL ended up running 100%, and it ran up to about 4 cents. So with that being said, this is definitely one to look into. And if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, what are you doing? But anyways, guys, here is the Telcoin Twitter right here. If you're not following them on Twitter, what are you doing? Definitely follow these guys on Twitter as well, especially if you're watching this video because you're obviously interested in Telcoin. As you can see here, a big thank you to the Nebraska Bankers Association for the opportunity to present Telcoin on the future of digital asset banking, guys. So this is very huge that state banks are associations like that are like taking the time to actually sit and listen to projects like Telcoin and just learn about crypto in general, guys, especially since some of these banks were completely against crypto just a few months ago. And as you can see, it was only a little less than a year ago where banks were trying to kill crypto and saying that it was terrible and that it was just a money scheme and like nobody should invest in it. And now they're slowly embracing crypto, guys. Like places like JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America are all coming out and saying that they're bullish crypto now and that they're going to be trying to onboard their customers and adopt crypto. So that's very bullish, because when they look into things like this, they're going to be looking into things like XRP, Telcoin. They're going to be looking into things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course, and Solana and other things like that. And Telcoin is just in a very good position right now because, in my personal opinion, XRP right now is dealing with the SEC and stuff like that. So it kind of sheds not a negative light on XRP, but like people are going to be more like careful with investing in XRP until there's more clarification on what's going on with that SEC lawsuit, you know what I mean? But with Telcoin has already made it through the judicial system of Nebraska, guys. So that's already showing that the US legal system is already standing behind Telcoin, because the legislative order on Telcoin with the recent bill that they passed a few months ago has been passed, and it's just completely bullish for Telcoin because they have the regulatory regulatory support. So with that being said, I definitely think Telcoin has a leg up for right now, and if they can continue to move fast, I honestly believe Telcoin can actually get up there and compete along the likes of XRP and XLM. But anyways, let's continue on here, guys. So before we get started on this community update, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have like a sinus infection or something going on, or like allergies or something like that. I have no idea, but like I'm super congested, so I'm like sounding weird and I'm like wheezing and trying to breathe and stuff like that. I don't have COVID. I do not have COVID, guys. Don't stay away from me. But anyways, the Telcoin community update for volume 6 is right here, as you can see for V3. We're going to scroll down here to a few points that I liked, which was the Nebraska update. So we're going to go over this first. As you can see here, the Nebraska Financial Innovation Act was passed and signed by Governor Ricketts in May and is active as of October 1st, 2021. So only just last month, guys. So the Nebraska Banking Department of Banking and Finance has appropriated the necessary funds, guys. This is a really big part. They've appropriated the necessary funds, but have not yet allocated the funds to create application, provide the staff, and begin operational support to regulate the digital asset depository institutions allowed by the act. So with this being said, guys, they have complete support from the Nebraska Department of Banking and Finance, guys. So I really think that Telcoin is very underrated, guys. Like undervalued, underrated. People aren't paying it the attention that it deserves, and this is good for everybody else because that gives everybody else time to accumulate, like myself. But anyways, as you can see right here, we're going to be looking. I'm trying to find out where I was just at. Okay, so we remain vigilant in the process and are in regular communication with the department, guys. So needless to say, operationalizing this legislation as quickly and responsible as possible remains a top priority for both Telcoin and the department. So they are working very fast and diligently to pretty much get things out with Telcoin, because they know that time is of the essence. There's other projects, there's other things that are going on in the crypto space, and the crypto space moves fast, just about as fast as the world economic space. So with that being said, the faster Telcoin can move forward and the faster Nebraska can collaborate with Telcoin, the quicker Nebraska can get out there in the press and stuff like that and bring attention to them as a state. The quicker that Telcoin can get out there and bring attention to them as a cryptocurrency, and pretty much just bring attention to the crypto space in general, and kind of push forward that regulatory like randomness, that like nobody, like unclearness, guys, that regulatory unclearness, they can push forward and try to make it a little bit more clear for people, you know what I mean? So as that being said, this is really bullish news for Telcoin, guys, because it just shows that they have the legitimacy, guys. Like they have the legalization factor standing behind them. They have other things like funding. They have multiple fundings, guys. Like we can go into that in another video, but they've raised so much in just like funding that it's insane, especially for them being a cryptocurrency project. But anyways, with that being said, guys, let's continue to read on here. Telcoin was proud to attend and be a major sponsor of a Bitcoin Day Omaha on September 10, and members of the Telcoin team in attendance had an opportunity to learn more about what others are doing in the crypto space and meet a few members of the extended Telcoin family. So this was very good as well, because they can meet other people on the team and pretty much like go over what each person has been doing on different sides of the world and stuff like that, and just kind of all bring the project into one place so they can all conversate and pretty much get ideas from each other and move forward. And then they can also learn about what other projects are up to as well, which kind of gives them insight as to where the space is moving. Anyways, other than that, there was also the market expansion piece right here that was very valuable as well. As you can see, as Telcoin grows with the product of offerings increase, we are also expanding our operational and compliance departments obviously, guys, they're very compliant. Their policies and procedures to be able to replicate our services in new geographies as efficiently as possible. So following the V3 launch and the opening of the US markets, we are already in various stages of release in the previously announced markets of Singapore, Australia, Mexico, and of course the Philippines. Guys, this is very bullish because these are all areas of the world where the US has a big amount of people who are living in the US who have family members in these countries. So there's a lot of people from Mexico in the US, there's a lot of people from Australia, Singapore, and of course the Philippines, as I have family in the Philippines myself. So with that being said, this is a very important milestone because they are targeting a full stack offering, which is going to be including both fiat and crypto on rails in the US and in Canada, and on the sending side with Mexico and Philippines on the receiving side. So with this being said, this will actually enable Telcoin to demonstrate the power of decentralized crypto markets underneath two massive remittance corridors, guys. So basically from there, they'll be able to gradually upgrade additional sending side and receiving side markets. So different countries are going to continue to be onboarded as time goes on, and both fiat and digital assets are going to be available through Telcoin, which is very bullish. Another thing that's pretty big for Telcoin, as you can see here, we have proceeded with the establishment of UK entity for Telcoin, because they also have the parts of their teams who are operating in London, which they have anchored in London, guys, as you see there, and they are actually starting the process of being able to operate in the UK and eventually the EU as well. And then they're also preparing to officially enter the Japanese market, which is big as well, which brings a full circle back to everywhere and everything that began from Telcoin, guys. So that's going to be very bullish as well. And then we also have TELX right here, the formalization of TELX as a core architectural component of the Telcoin platform was in many ways a hello world moment in the platform's evolution towards global adoption. Sorry guys, like I was just reading the hello world and I was just like thinking like Hedera Hashgraph for a minute. But anyways, self-sustainability and user ownership. TELX enables anyone with an internet connection to provide provision and align with the success of a global suite of decentralized products without even having to give up control of their assets. So basically, guys, this is going to be encompassing roughly a $40 million US market worth of liquidity across 17 markets on QuickSwap, Balancer, DFX, TELX, and is going to be rapidly scaling to be able to be fast and affordable, and users will also be able to do user-owned remittances and swaps for every mobile phone user in the world, guys. So this is going to be very bullish because Telcoin, they're not just focusing on the US, they're not just focusing on the US and the other countries, like just a couple other countries, they're focusing on the world, guys. So they're trying to attack North America, South America, Asia, Europe. They're attacking all the continents, guys. Like they're attacking the world right now, and they're trying to tackle this as quick as possible because, as I said before, they have other cryptos that they are competing with. They're not so much competing with them, but they're just trying to make sure that Telcoin can kind of get its footing and trying to get its foot in the door and be up on the top tier level with the likes of things like XRP and XLM, who already have some very big things going on for them as well. So the faster Telcoin can move, the quicker it can kind of grab a piece of that market. And the last thing that I want to highlight here before we get on with price predictions and charting is that the Telcoin team, they continue to grow, guys. As you can see right here, they have David Stewart, who joined the Telcoin team as VP Operations, who is based in London. They also have Natsumi Bolton, who is based in Tokyo. They have Sarah Chi, who is based in Singapore, and they also have Steve, who is based in Los Angeles, along with other members, guys, who are based in various areas of the world. So Telcoin is definitely making sure that they can get into each of these markets, and they are working diligently across different continents, guys. So this is very, very bullish for Telcoin in my personal opinion. I honestly don't believe this has been factored into the market just yet, and we are going to talk about that a little bit here right now, because as you can see right now, guys, like Telcoin is almost where it started whenever it ran earlier the other day. It's down 14% right now at 0.023 cents. It's ranked 105 right now on the ranking on CoinGecko, and as you can see, we have a current market cap of $1.3 billion, which is pretty good, guys, with the total circulating supply being right here. And honestly, in my personal opinion, I honestly believe that this is completely undervalued, and I believe that the market will price and evaluate Telcoin very, very soon, in my personal opinion. But as always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but let's get into some price predictions and charting here. Alrighty, guys, so I have a chart pre-drawn out here, so we're going to go over that in a minute. As you can see here on the year, Telcoin is up approximately 13,000%. On the 30-day, it's up 20%. On the 14-day, it's up 19%. And on the 7-day, it's up 24%. 24-hour, it's down 14%. Then on the hour, it's up 0.1%. But anyways, right now, this is what we are, well, what I'm currently looking at for Telcoin. Alrighty, so let's get into this. So right now, as you can see here, this is where we had that massive spike of volume, and Telcoin ended up getting like over $20 million worth of like dollar volume within minutes after that V3 announcement was made. And as you can see right here with this very, very huge green candle. And right now, guys, let me see if I can zoom this in really quick. What we are doing right now is we are kind of taking a fallback from that very, very massive rise up in such a short amount of time. Telcoin actually did peak out around 4 cents. It slapped it for like maybe a brief second, but really it like consolidated around this area here for quite a few, like maybe an hour or two before actually completely just dropping down and having that sell off because of the buy the news, sell the rumor. I mean, buy the rumor, sell the news group. But anyways, with that being said, as you can see here, this is not the most perfect triangle here that I have drawn out, as you can see. But then again, I drew this about an hour ago, and the chart's been moving, as you can see here. But if we fall below this line here, definitely expect to see some more selling off. I'm actually going to draw this here now because I honestly think if we do drop below that line, we are going to be going between this level right here, and that's going to be definitely something to look out for. We're going to be probably dropping down to about the 2 cent flat range, and if we drop below that, then we're going to see a swift drop down to about 0.018, and that's probably going to more than likely get bought up and then bring it right back to this 2 cents range, where it'll eventually recover back to up around here. But anyways, as you can see right here, this is what I'm looking at for if Telcoin can actually continue to move forward in a bullish trajectory. If we can continue to move forward and the market finally like evaluates Telcoin and takes and ingests that news that literally just came out, and price discovery can start happening once again after the news. So we would probably end up moving to about this area of resistance right here, which is going to be 0.028 from where we are now. So if the market can actually come out of this blood market for a little bit, because we are in a bloody market right now. It's not bloody, but like it's red right now. We can come and probably see Telcoin kind of hover around this area of resistance right here. And if we could pass this area of resistance and get enough bullish sentiment, we can actually see Telcoin kind of come up to and creep up to this 0.36 range. And once we reach that 0.036 range, we don't have any more resistance until about 0.042. And then after that, the next area of resistance is around 5 cents. And then after that, guys, we'll have to definitely reevaluate things, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be quite a few different factors that are going to be coming into play there. But I'm definitely expecting once we pass the 6 cents range, that's definitely when the bullish sentiment on Telcoin is very, very likely to get very, very nice, and things are going to get interesting around there. Another thing that I would actually like to point out here is, see if I can get this trend line thing started. So one thing I would like to point out here is, as I said before, if Telcoin was to go down, this is probably what we're looking at in the short term if we were to see like a sharp sell-off from TEL. So honestly, if we were to see a sharp sell-off from TEL, we're probably going to drop around to that range that I was bringing up and pick right back up, because I honestly don't believe that like the market's going to let TEL drop any more below 0.018, because if they do, that's just going to be a complete steal for a lot of people, and it's going to give a lot of whales time to accumulate massive amounts, which I don't think is going to happen. So I don't think it's going to drop any lower than that. But honestly guys, this is looking very, very good for Telcoin. As you can see here, it's getting very, very tight. Let's see if I can zoom this in. Oh wow, guys, I'm not feeling it lately. That's why I haven't been doing videos lately. I've just been like out of it. But as you can see here, this area here is getting very, very tight. So we're going to have to make a move here soon. And I honestly believe that move is more than likely going to be to the downside briefly, and then it's going to pick up. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to go to the upside, because I honestly believe the move is going to slightly go to the downside. We're going to try, I honestly believe we're going to come around this 2-cent range. People are going to start losing faith and start to get scared. Stop losses are going to get hit, and then we're going to come right back up. And then in the midst of us coming up, we're probably going to be up a good couple of percent, and then that's going to attract traders, and we're probably going to move up to this range here. But that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. It's just a price prediction, guys. I'm really, really not too sure. As I said before, I'm like out of it, guys. I don't know. I honestly don't know here. I'm just speculating like the rest of us for right now. But this is honestly what I'm seeing. So I'm going to definitely have some buys around this area here, some limit buys set. And then if those limit buys don't get hit, then that's fine. I'll take that money and I'll wait for the next dip down. But if those limit buys are hit, it would be nice to see it come back up to this area here, because I would already be on the upside with that trade. But anyways guys, that's all I've got for today's video. If you guys have any comments or suggestions on where you think the Telcoin price is going, definitely leave them in the comment section below. That's all I've got for today's video. If you guys made it this far, thanks. I really appreciate you guys watching it. I'll catch you in the next one.